What's up, everybody? Hey, this is Michael. I'm founder of the African History Network, host of the African History Network show. I'm a talk show host, researcher, lecturer, writer, and historian. It is Monday, May 8th, 2023, and I am here with a very exciting brother Ajayi, who is the writer and creator of the Black-owned comic book series called Old Kingdom Come. Old Kingdom Come. How you doing today, brother Ajayi?
Pretty good. Thank you so much for having me on, Michael. I'm a big fan of the show.
Oh yeah, thank you. Well, look, man, we posted about this comic book series. I've been reading about it. I watched the excerpt of it on the YouTube channel, and since the film Black Panther came out in 2018, the Black Panther film came out from Disney in 2018, and then in 2022 we had Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The genre of Black comic books, African American comic books, has exploded. So, tell people about your comic book series, Old Kingdom Come, because it deals with the fall of the Nubian Empire. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Especially even big fan of Black Panther myself. I loved how much they touched on the different cultures. They fused it all in. I love it. What Marvel did with it. Old Kingdom Come was a bit different. Not really superheroes. It's more about the kingdoms. And it covers the top of the cream of the cream of all kingdoms, the Nubian Empire, which is the first monarch in recorded history.
Right.
So it goes over how the monarch fell, what led to it, the surrounding kingdoms that were all tussling for power along the Nile. It goes into it's based on a lot of researchers, including yourself, Dr. Runaka Rashidi, Dr. John Henry Clark, a bunch of researchers that I paid homage to in the book as well.
Okay, excellent. So, so how did you create this kind of book? Like, how long has it been in existence?
I started writing the script for it. I was originally writing it as a TV show. I was writing it around 2017, actually, 2016. And then I had written a smaller film prior, which was called Fatherhood. And when I was shopping the smaller film around the axle, and if I was working on anything else. And that's why I told them I was working on this concept of kingdoms tussling for control of the Nile. And they said, wow, you should consider making that a graphic novel. And I was like, oh, okay, it'd be interesting to explore it that way. And then I wrote the script. Since I wrote it for TV, it kind of translates pretty well to a graphic novel. I got an amazing artist, an amazing colorist, and the rest is history. After that, we put the book together. It took probably about a year for book one.
Okay, now when did book one come out?
Book one came out December 2022, so it is out now.
Okay, and for Old Kingdom Come, and we're watching this on your YouTube channel right now. Okay, this is an excerpt of episode 1 that's in video format, but you also have a actual physical comic book that people can buy also. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Correct. It's on our website, oldkingdomcome.com.
Okay, oldkingdomcome.com.
Yes.
All right. So, and how many pages is that a graphic novel? Because that's a graphic novel. How many pages?
Yeah, it's a graphic novel. It's about 128 pages, which is like the equivalent of 6 issues of a regular comic in one book.
Okay, it's about 128 pages. All right. So, I want to turn up the volume here, and I want to go back a bit. I just want you to explain.
So this is the part of the Zari kingdom. They're going to be this kingdom. They're laying siege to Libya. So I want to make sure I captured the tension and what that looks like when another kingdom approaches one of the greatest kingdoms, which was the Nubian Empire.
Gods, man.
Now, tell us some of the different.
What separates the two? Is it knowledge? Is it
So
power?
what other kingdoms,
Take that away.
besides the Nubian kingdom,
What do
were you
they
speaking
have
of?
left?
Yeah, yeah,
Whom
yeah.
do you have left?
In the Nubian,
For the truth has
In the
always
Nubian
been
kingdom, yeah.
that
yeah.
So something that was
man
really
fears
interesting
God,
was when we were creating this,
and
after watching
God,
like The Woman King, um, what I didn't want to do is I'm from the Yoruba tribe,
God
so
fears what man
formerly
will
Benny,
become.
the Benny kingdom, and in that film, the Benny kingdom was demonized. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't make other kingdoms or people from like the Nuba tribe.
Hold on, you dropped out. Wait a second. Hold on. Where'd you go? Okay, he'll be back in a minute. I think his signal dropped. Okay, stand by, everybody. I think his signal dropped. So we're speaking with Brother Ajayi, who is the creator of O Kingdom Come. O Kingdom Come. This is a comic book series. It's a black-owned comic book series that deals with the fall of the Nubian Empire. Now we know Nubia is the mother of ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt. All right. Their website is okingdomcome.com. Okingdomcome.com. And when we look at, we're going to pull up the website right here and wait for him to log back in because he's given us the background information on how this comic book series came about and what this comic book series is. And this is um, volume one. So it's the actual physical comic book. And on their website, on their YouTube channel, they actually have this video on their YouTube channel. Okay, all right. So we have Brother Diajaye back. All right. So I was giving them some more information here, and I'm going to show your website address here on the screen as well.
Absolutely.
Your website. Your website is okingdomcome.com.
Yes.
O Kingdom. So OKINGDOMCOME. Okingdomcome.com. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We're going to
Mhm.
scroll down your website, and you have the let's see here. You have uh, in the video that we're showing right now. That's on your YouTube channel.
That's on our YouTube. Everything, all the platforms is going to be Old Kingdom Come for all the platforms.
Okay, so O Kingdom Come on YouTube. All right, now where do people go on your website to actually purchase um, your comic book?
You can go to the top. There should be a cart there. Yeah, it says shop.
Go to shop on the
Yeah,
left. Okay.
correct.
Upper left hand corner, click on shop, and then okay, this is coming up. Okay, so Moonlight,
Yep,
Kingdom Come. Okay, O Kingdom Come, Book One, cover B Moon Phase. Okay, and then so you have the physical comic book is
yep,
120 some pages. That's 34.99, and
correct,
then you have it in digital format as well, so people can purchase it in digital format for
correct.
19.99 right here, and they can start watching right now.
Absolutely. Yep, be available to them immediately.
Okay, available immediately. All right, because I know more and more things on demand, and I started putting a lot of my lectures in
In
digital
digital format. Yeah, it's very smart.
so they can watch it right away. All right, so um, okay, I want to go back to the video here, and we have the uh, his website address also in the thread of the broadcast. But I want you to explain to people what we're seeing in the video right now.
Of course. So this is during the siege. This is a kingdom that we created called the Zaire Kingdom.
Okay,
It's going to be very closer in relation to the Akan, Fulani, um, Kamada and Togo. So they're going to have a lot of identities in common with this tribe. But there's a little bit of a fantasy element here.
okay,
And they've captured a seer, which is someone that's clairvoyant and they can see the future. And he's trying to get information out of her. And she's kind of been kind of leading them on so she can get, she's whining and dining on their time, just buying her time while she's been there. But he's kind of fed up at the moment. So that's what's happening currently.
Okay. All right. Now, you were talking about some of the different kingdoms within the Nubian Empire. So we know Nubia exists from about 4500 BC or so to up until about 500 AD.
Yes.
Yeah. So what were some of the other kingdoms within that empire?
In that time period, right? So I definitely discussed Kemet at the time.
Okay.
I definitely discussed Timari,
Okay.
Tenassi.
The
Another thing that I explored was with the Yorubas. I know something that within the Yoruba tribe, we have tribes. So I'm from Elisha. My wife's from Ekiti. So I explored that idea that that Nubia was this massive tribe with tribes within it, and there were among those tribes there was a little bit of a hierarchy of like people from a fancier part of Nubia or people that are not from such a great part of Nubia. I wanted to visit the classism part because that's something that's timeless. There was always somebody that was a little richer or someone that wasn't as prevalent politically. So I wanted to definitely explore that as well.
Okay. So what led to the fall of the Nubian Empire? I mean, it lasts thousands of years, and also it predates ancient Kemet. Okay.
Correct.
Nubia is the mother of Kemet. So Nubia,
Yes.
you're here referred to as Taseti or Ta-Nehesi, land of the bow, and Taseti, if I remember correctly, means the land of the serpent. Okay, or something to that effect. So this is and today the lower portion of Egypt and the upper portion of the Sudan in ancient time, that was what we would call Nubia. Okay,
Correct.
that region was what we would call Nubia.
Yeah.
So and then we know the grandmother of ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt would be Abyssinia or Ethiopia.
Yes.
So there's a lot of focus on Kemet or ancient Egypt. You got
Mhm.
mother and grandmother. Also, their crisis may appear in the Sudan.
Yep.
They are in Egypt as well.
That's right. And they're older, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yep. So what led to the fall of ancient Nubia?
So that's where it gets a little more of where I kind of took liberty with the writing. I believe the simple answer would be probably migration and invasion of surrounding kingdoms. But a more I feel insight into what happened would probably surround about our unity kind of fell apart, where we were weakened from the inside, and that was the part that I used to tell the story of the things that happened. It's very common to a lot of the African countries where we're kind of weak from the inside. Unity falls apart and you become a very easy target, especially if people want what you have.
Right.
Yeah.
And these empires were targets over and over again.
Yes.
And, one of the things that's interesting is that Europeans try to claim Nubia for themselves.
Yeah.
White empire or European empire.
Yeah.
That's something else that's really interesting. Just like they did Egypt.
Correct.
That's really interesting here.
It is.
Okay. Now, what has been the feedback? So when did comic book #1
The book came out late December. People started hearing about it.
late December 2020.
Yeah, around February. It got listed as the among the top 35 indie comic books of the year by Book Resources, and also it's nominated for a Glyph Award by the East Coast African Comic Convention in Philadelphia. So it's been received well. I'm very happy because I have 3 books in the series, and this is the other books are a lot more interesting. So this was like kind of to test the waters, and it being received. They're gonna love the second book because the second book is nuts.
Okay, now what's the second book?
The second book's not out yet. Second book I'm coloring currently. It'll be out probably by the end of the year.
Okay. Now I want to look at a synopsis here
Sure.
for Oakland Come. So we're going to pause the video. And before I go to the synopsis, explain to people what is the connection between the video that's on your YouTube channel and the video that I'm playing now. What's the connection between this and the actual 120?
Oh man, thank you. That's a good question. So I wanted to stay as authentic to the African identity as possible. So things like pronunciations, I wanted you to hear it instead of me trying to write it out. So I made the book as a good accompany I made the video to accompany the book. And I'll be releasing episodes every time we hit a new milestone. We hit 500 subscribers. We released the first episode. So we're close to 1,000. We're going to release another episode. And I'll just be releasing it so you can hear all the voice actors are from Africa. So you can hear the pronunciations of the areas, the locations, the names, so you can really feel immersed in the experience.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. Thank you.
What are some of the names? What are some of the names, things like this that they're pronouncing in the video?
Of course. There's a Hadaya is a name that's an ancient king. Afonso, he's an ancient king from Congo.
Okay.
Afonso. Balsoon, that's a Yoruba name. Usa, that's a Nuba name from the Nuba tribe. There's a few names. I wanted to explore it, so I didn't want to dumb that part down. I didn't want to dumb down the name part, name them John and Bill. So you can really feel immersed and feel a part of it.
Okay, you said Usa?
Usa, yep.
Usa.
Yes.
Now, which tribe is that from?
Nuba, the Nuba tribe. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the Nuba tribe, is that in the Sudan?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. They have a very, very close connections. I mean, the name alone from the tribe to ancient Nubia,
right.
Being right there, they're probably, and they're very famous for their wrestling. Okay. Those same wrestling techniques are seen on the walls of the pyramid. Right. So I wanted to make sure that they were included as well.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. Now, if we look here at a synopsis of O Kingdom Come, okay, in episode volume 1. Is this referred to as volume 1 or issue 1 or what?
Volume 1 or book 1. I think they get interchanged what they're used for.
Okay, book 1. So the synopsis, journey back. Hold on, can we increase the size of this? Journey back to a time of empires, a history destroyed, misinterpreted, rewritten, then lost. A people worshipped, admired, envied, then feared. A people worshipped, admired, envied, then feared. O Kingdom Come is a fascinating glimpse into the events that led to the fall of the Nubian Empire. Nubia, this once proud kingdom, traces back thousands of years before the rise of the pyramids and the reign of the pharaohs and the Subites. Today, little is remembered of their proud history or their eventual downfall. O Kingdom Come reaches deep into Nubian history, from their mysterious reign over the original kingdoms to the great empire's ruin. It is a tale rich with pageantry and splendor, and one prompting us to look deeper within and attempt to answer those universal existential questions of who are we and who are our gods? Okay, so unpack that for us. Explain that, especially
uh,
who are
the
and who
the
are our deities and things of this nature. How does O Kingdom Come tap into this?
so a lot of things that happen is how people become deified. That was something I really wanted to explore.
Okay, how
Um,
beings become elevated to the status of a deity.
correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to explore how people, people that made a great impact, become deified. So I saw that even in Yoruba culture, with Shango, the thunder god,
Mhm.
he was known as a great warrior, and he slayed many foes, but over time, that impactful person he's a Yoruba god, uh,
Mhm.
with his
Orisha.
thunder with the thunder axe and
Yes.
Yemoja. It's very interesting how they become gods from being very impactful people to gods. So that's what I want to explore in a new gritty method.
So Shango was a real person
Correct.
elevated to that of a deity. Now, so he's an Orisha. Okay.
Yes, he's an Orisha. Yes,
And the Orisha in the spiritual system of Ifa,
Ifa. Mhm.
Yoruba, is these are the manifestation of the different forces of nature, of
Correct.
different deities, and it's similar to the Netaru when it comes to ancient Kemet. Okay,
Exactly.
so just so people understand, Asar, Aset, Heru, Het Heru, things like this. Okay,
Yes.
Eb, etc. Aten. All right, so we're looking at tapping into, as you explain here in the synopsis, we're looking at tapping into the universal existential question of who are we and who are our gods and deities. So,
Yes.
how does O Kingdom Come answer the question of who are we?
Who are we? Who are you? Are where you? Where do you come from? So by exploring where you come from, you can explore where you go. I think there's a Yoruba proverb that says, "To know where you're going, you must know where your roots were, where your tree's roots were, is to know where your twig is growing for like a tree." So to explore your highest self, the civilization at where it was most respected, most feared, to explore that versus where you are now, it gives you a sense of balance to see how you can change things or how things came to where it is now. um, Especially for Africans, we are the ostracization of us by other kingdoms. That's not a
Mm.
new concept. It's always been like that, but the power dynamic is what changed. They've always been a sense of looking at you as a threat, or being afraid of you, or not wanting to be around you. That part's always been there, but it was a part that you were feared and honored at a point, and then it became like now you're just an annoyance, or nagging or something. But to explore that, to see it gives you a better sense of like, oh, okay, this isn't a new area we're in. It's just that the power dynamics a little different, and that lets you know how to move differently. So
Okay.
yeah, I wanted to explore that.
Okay. Now, in Nubia, we also have the Kandakis
Yes.
as well, who we refer to. Some people refer to as the Candaces, but it's the Kandakis,
Mhm.
uh, Kandakes. So, explain this graphic here of this sister with her hair on fire. Who
Right.
is this that we're looking at?
This is the first Kandaki that we're exploring, at least in this tale. It's an embodiment of the Black woman, um, uh, and with her hair on fire, she's witnessing, or she's amidst the destruction of Nubia. So her kingdom is on fire, and she's amidst. I thought it was a very powerful image, and she embodies what happened to the kingdom. And if I had to put it in one image, it would be basically like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened to the kingdom? Now, this this image. So the Kandakis, are they in book one of O Kingdom Come?
They're mentioned. So the first book of O Kingdom Come is a kingdom laying siege on them.
Okay.
So the next book starts to explore what's happening within the walls. So we don't get within the walls in the first book. When we get into the walls of Nubia, it starts to explore the culture more, and the hierarchy, what the kingdoms look like, what ruling looked like. The Kandakis rule was a lot different than what we see of a Western rule. So all of that gets explored more in the book too.
Okay, so when you say the Kandakis rule was much different than what?
Then like Western rule, like Europe, how Europe does their monarchies. I found
Okay.
that with the Kandakis rule, with where they were where their tombs were buried, I believe the Valley of Kings,
Mhm.
that they were seen to either rule with a kind of like a queen and an admiral sense, or an equal on the equal stance with a king as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So um now how many, okay, so this book one is already out.
Yes.
You're working on book two now.
Hmm.
Okay. Explain to people the process of putting together a comic book. Okay. Like what role do you play? And
Hmm.
then you have illustrators.
Yeah.
Explain to people that process.
So everyone probably does it a lot different. I'm a little obsessive. So I sketch out every scene. Every scene in the book is sketched out. A lot of people write the script and they give it to their artist and let them have a free interpretation of what the script was. But it
Okay.
was really important to me to get a lot of different images that reflect what I was trying to go for. So I did actually sketch things twice. So I would sketch myself, then I'd give it to a sketcher to sketch it, and then it would go to the artist. He loved it because it was easy for him to interpret. Um, but a lot of artists want free, kind of to be a little more free to interpret things as they like. And then
Right.
the colorist, incredible. I saw a post that he was looking to color some work, so I'd reached out to him. He's Nigerian as well,
Okay.
and I loved his work, and he colored the pages. So when you're making a comic book, you typically have the line art, which is the art's kind of black and white, and then
Mhm.
you have a colorist that finishes it up, and then after the colorist, you get it lettered. So the bubbles you see is someone else that does the lettering. So those are the four different stages of getting a comic book done.
Okay. Give us those four different stages again.
So probably five: scripting, and then the line art.
Okay.
So you do the line art, then the colorist. That's third, and then the fourth is the lettering. So they put in your dialogue and your little captions. They're the ones that put that in the book
Okay. The dialogue and the caption. Oh, okay. So you have to put the dialogue and the captions to match up with the actual
with
characters.
the actual characters. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember. And see, I was a big comic book fan, when I was a kid. I still
Yeah.
have comic
Yeah.
books from like this some from the 70s and then the
Okay.
80s, a few from the 90s.
That's amazing.
What's
You
up?
probably have a good collection. There's groups that
Yeah,
might want some of that. Want some of
yeah,
those books, man.
yeah. I still have my GI Joe. I had some X-Men. I
Wow.
have All-Star Squadron from
Wow.
DC. I have a mix of DC and Marvel. Um, So, and then I met this one brother. You probably know who I'm talking about if you're familiar with comic book illustrators. He's African American,
Okay.
and Norville, what was his name? Norville or I forgot, but he wrote for the All Star Squadron.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
what happened was I met him at a black comic book convention. A sister named Maya Crown Williams, uh,
Okay.
who passed away. I think it was earlier this year. Maya passed away here in Detroit. She put
Oh,
on,
I remember. I
huh?
remember. I remember. There was a post about her passing.
Yeah, Maya. So she put on the Mecca comic book, the Black Comic Book Convention, and
Amazing.
I met this brother, and he actually did the illustration of a comic book I have when I was in
That's
middle school
crazy.
from the All-Star Squadron, man. I was blown away, man. I never knew that he was black though. I remember seeing his name when I was a kid because they didn't show us the pictures.
They wouldn't.
I remember seeing his name when I was a kid. I never knew he was African American. I was like,
That's
what?
amazing. That's amazing.
Exactly. So now do you attend any comic book conventions or anything like that?
Actually, we'll be going to the East Coast, the ECBAC convention in Philly this year. It's May 20th.
Now, what's the name of the convention?
ECBAC, so ECBACC.
Okay, ECBAC. Okay,
yeah,
and that's in Philadelphia. Now, what type of convention is that?
That is a Black comic convention mostly. They like to celebrate Black characters, African characters, African stories. It's a pretty good convention. It's one of the top ones.
Okay, so explain to people now when I was growing up, like in the 70s and 80s, okay, we had the Falcon, we had Power Man, Luke Cage.
Man.
We didn't have a lot. We had Black Panther, okay, T'Challa from Wakanda. So we did not grow up with
what we have now.
African American or Black comic book characters, right?
Correct.
Why is it important for African American children of African descent to have comic book characters, male and female, that look like them? Why is that important?
Oh, it gives you an opportunity to know that you have control in your own story, your life story. Being side characters and other demographic story, you're never in control. And this gives a sense of, I can control my own story because I'm the main character.
Right.
So it's very important because kids need to understand that they have control over their destiny, no matter what the circumstances they're facing. They need to know that they can always turn it around as long as they work hard or study hard, that they can always turn around because they're the main character. It's their story. So they're allowed to change it. Sometimes if you don't see yourself in those roles, you always feel like you're just kind of existing in the world rather than, being a part of it. So it's very important for them to see themselves. My kids too. It's one of the reasons I wrote the book. So they know, because it's very hard to find stuff online where they're the main characters. And I'm like, I got to make something. Right. So that's very important. Even after this, I'm going to write a couple of kids' books.
Part of the reason you created this is for your children
Absolutely.
to be able to see these images?
Yes, definitely.
Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah. It'll be a little dark for them now at their age. They're about 6 and younger. But as they grow up and as it takes off, hopefully they'll be able to see it when they're older and appreciate African culture and see where they come from, rather than how they're portrayed here, which is fine. I always say that I don't think it's
portrayed here.
Here in the States.
Okay.
Yeah, U.S. States. I think that it's very, and I think that's fine. It's their studios. They own it. So I never asked for more of a handout to be given. So I just think it's really important that we make our own stories that we can control, so our kids can see it and they can see themselves in a different light.
So it is important for us to be in control of our own narrative and control of our own images.
Absolutely.
Because, your thoughts create feelings, your feelings create actions and behaviors, your actions and behaviors create results. And what 100%. You do for yourself, what you do to yourself, what you allow other people to do to you and get away with is based upon what you think about yourself.
That's right.
It's based upon what you've been taught about yourself. What you've been taught about yourself is based upon everything you've read, heard, and seen about yourself. So
100%.
So the images influence our self-esteem, our self-development, our self-worth, but they also influence how other people see us and act toward us as well.
That's right.
So if African Americans are also challenging studios to put out more positive images of ourselves, that's what people who understand their history do. People who have a better understanding of their history are more guarded of the images that they allow to be disseminated and presented of them. Okay.
Absolutely.
we have to understand this, and also I think it's important for us to stop financing our own dehumanization.
That's right.
Because this greatly influences how people act toward you and treat you as well. Okay.
Correct. That's 100%. Ronoko Rashidi had a quote that I put in the book about if you feel like you come from nothing, you will do nothing. But if you feel like you come from greatness, you'll aim for the stars. So
Right.
I paraphrased it, but that's what I put in the book.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Now, what age? What would it be the minimum age you would say that the comic book Old Kingdom Come Volume 1 is for?
I would say 12. I'd say 12 and up.
12 and up?
Yeah, just to even understand the concepts. It's very philosophical. So I think a 12-year-old will appreciate it. They're a lot smarter than we were when I was 12. But I think a 12-year-old will be able to grasp the concepts a lot more.
All right, absolutely. Okay, so once again, for those just joining us, we're speaking with Brother Ajayi. He is the writer and creator of the Old Kingdom Come Black-owned comic book series. And Volume 1 is out right now. It's available at his website, oldkingdomcome.com, oldkingdomcome.com. We're going to pull up show your website again here. And tell us the name of Volume 1.
It's called Book 1. So Old Kingdom Come Book 1. There's a Moonlight version, which will be the digital, and then the physical is the Moon Phase version.
Okay, so we have it in physical. We have it in physical version. It's a graphic novel. It's about 120 pages.
Correct.
Okay, and then you have it in digital format that people can watch right away. And the digital format is only $19.99. Now, do they download the digital format, or they just watch it on your platform?
They can download and watch it.
Okay, they could download it, and they could download it and keep it and watch it.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So you go to the website oldkingdomcome.com, oldkingdomcome.com, upper left-hand corner, click on shop, SHOP. Then it takes you here and shows you the products. Old Kingdom Come, the physical book, the graphic novel is $34.99, and then the digital format of Old Kingdom Come Book 1 is only $19.99. All right, so this is fantastic here, and we have to create these type of images that we want to see. We have to create this for our people, for our youth as well.
I agree.
So now, I know you mentioned one comic book convention you're going to be at. Tell us about that one again, and then where you're going to be like this summer and like different conventions and things like this.
Yeah, so the only one that's set right now is the one in Philly. A couple have reached out. We're trying to figure out dates.
Okay.
But the one in Philly is the ECBAC convention. It's an awesome convention. I was there last year as well.
How do you spell that?
ECBAC, ECBACC.
Okay, ECBACC, ECBAC. Yeah. Okay, is that an acronym?
Yes, it's an acronym.
Okay, you know what that stands for?
I think it's East Coast Black Age of Comics.
Oh, okay, convention, yeah. And that's in Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
and I'll be at the Townsend Center in Philly.
Okay, and now what else did you say?
I have another two. Might be one in Alabama. I'm not sure. We're still figuring out what the dates will be, but for now, I'm probably taking the book around. And anyone that has any questions, I can always reach out to me on the site.
All right. Now, okay, and if people want to contact you, they want you to speak on their platform, their comic book and things like this. How should they contact you?
Through the website, you can message. I'm a big tech head, so all the website stuff goes straight to my phone. Okay. So I won't miss it.
oldkingdomcome.com. OKINGDOMCOME.com. We have it right here on the screen. Yes. All right. Well, look, brother Ajayi, it's good to talk to you. Good to have you here on the African Work Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
He watches the show, but he's also a supporter of it as well. So you'll see his content on our platforms, and you hear his commercials in our shows as well, and in the podcast of the shows.
Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Well, look, much success to you.
Thank you.
Supporters of the African History Network, please support this brother as well. This, what he does, this does not come together for free. It takes resources together, produce produce the physical comic book, go to a printer, get that produced. The services for the digital format, it costs money for that. Put together the video like he did, that's on YouTube, all that costs money. So we can't say we want this, we need this, and then don't financially support it. Okay, we have to support it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You take care. Have a good day. All right.
You too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Peace.
Yes.
All right, everybody. That was Brother Ajayi. Hey, this is Michael M. Hotep, founder of the African History Network, host of the African History Network show. If you want to advertise with the African History Network as well, be sure to email me at ahnshow@theafricanhistorynetwork.com, ahnshow@theafricanhistorynetwork.com. And we have 3 different advertising packages to help support and market your African-American owned business as well. Okay. And we take your 30-second to 60-second commercial. We put it into the rebroadcast of our shows, our shows in video format that air on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network, our YouTube channel, Michael M. Hotep. We have 1 million followers on Facebook. We have 64,000 followers on my YouTube channel, Michael M. Hotep. But we're also on 9 different audio podcast platforms: iHeartRadio, iTunes, Castbox, Stitcher, Blog Talk Radio, FM Player, TuneIn, and some other ones as well. Okay, so we hit different mediums, and we put your video or audio commercial into the rebroadcast of our shows. Email us at ahnshow@theafricanhistorynetwork.com. Also follow us on Facebook and YouTube, The African History Network on Facebook, Michael M. Hotep on YouTube, and Michael M. Hotep, IMHOTEP, on Instagram. If you go to our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, right on the homepage, right at the top, it has the social media handles right here. Okay, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm debating about whether I want to be on TikTok. We'll see. Listen to the African History Network show and watch us Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9-10 a.m. Superstation WFDF. Then right here on Facebook and YouTube. You can support the African History Network, $ the AHN show through Cash App, $ the AHN show through Cash App, also through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN show, because it helps us to finance the research, finance the show, pay some of the bills, etc., because it takes a lot to do what I do and to keep the African History Network going and keep doing the research. You can register for our 12-week online history classes that I teach on Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays is Ancient Kemet, one of the original names for Egypt, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. We deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. I did a free class session on Saturday, May 6th. You can click right here, watch that free class session. Then you can register for the full 12-week online course. It's $130 values on sale, $60. Even after the course is over with, you can go back and watch it. You don't lose access. A year from now, 2 years from now, you go back and watch the entire course. You'll get over 20 hours of classroom time. Okay, I do a PowerPoint presentation. We have book references, articles. There's about 80 articles that we reference in the class, 7 books that we reference. I show you excerpts of the book on the screen, so you don't have to buy the book at all. You can buy it if you want to, but you don't have to buy the book to be able to follow along in class. All right. Then you can also watch this video here. That's a preview of it. This deals with African empires that Europeans try to steal and claim as their own. One of them was Nubia. That's a preview of the class. Then the second class that I teach on Sundays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is Black resistance movements from the Haitian Revolution, U.S. Civil War, Civil Rights Movement, and Black Power Movement, 1800 to 1968. We look at history chronologically, that 168 crucial period of history leading up to the assassination of Dr. King. And we have to understand what leads to the Civil War taking place, uh, what were the laws and policies put in place after slavery ended, what brought us to where we are today to understand where we need to go from here. Your understanding of politics is directly related to your understanding of history. Politics and history intersect. You cannot separate the two. If you're ignorant of politics, you're going to be ignorant of history. If you're ignorant of history, you're going to be ignorant of politics. Okay. And politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth, power, and resources, and the writing of laws, statutes, ordinances, amendments, and treaties, their adoption, interpretation, and enforcement. So that this class here is on sale $40, regularly $130. This is 12 weeks. Also did a free class session on May 7th. You can click right here to watch that, and you can register for the full course. And we have a bundle pack right now. You can register for both classes in the bundle. The bundle pack is actually on sale $80. That's a $300 value. Okay, so we'll post the link here, and this helps to support the African History Network as well. But visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, and you can register for the online classes here. All right. Look, we have to get out of here. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's corrects wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. And we'll talk to you next time. Peace. Thanks for joining us today.